Hey, welcome to a Driven Channel, and I'm here with a special guest all the way from Australia. You've been flying around all over the place. You were in Vegas. You went to Arizona, right?
No,
you
so
were in
we're
Florida?
about to head there. We were in Miami, so we flew from LA to Miami. We spent the week in Miami just doing a bunch of podcasts, and then now we're here in LA, about to fly out to Vegas in 2 days.
Were you with Wes Watson?
I was with Wes.
Yeah?
Yes. Yep.
What did he say?
Oh, what didn't he say? I don't know.
Did he tell you when we were over there partying?
No.
No, I was there with him like a few months ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he didn't really say. He didn't say too much.
Yeah. No, he's cool. He's
And
super
even if he did, I'm not going to share.
No, but so Michael Mojo. So you're, I know you're in the same space, like the mindset space, performance, right?
Yep.
So you started though doing something else because you're like in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
Right. You what is it that you do to help people with like their mindset, their performance? And if you could start off first with who's Michael Mojo? Like you're from Australia.
Yeah.
And what brought you here? Like what brought Michael Mojo and to this space as
There's
well?
like 15 different questions here that I'm going to have to like unplug them and pick them
like
apart.
tell people who Michael Mojo is first. Like are you grew up in Australia, and how was your childhood coming up?
Shit, that's another question. Look, growing up, my mum was 17, my dad was 19. My mum was from a Catholic family. My dad is what you would call a bogan atheist, which to Americans is a redneck.
Yeah.
So that relationship was quite interesting. But the cool thing was I grew up around a lot of adults. They still partied quite a lot. They were always out and about. They're very social people. So I grew up around a lot of adults. But in saying that, I saw a lot of alcohol intoxication, but I saw some pretty cool stuff. Like I got to see people jump dirt bikes over big fires. They had some friends who were involved in different things. I was always safe, but and same as my sister.
What kind of different things?
Oh, they just had. I remember one night we were at. They had a place up in Australia. It's called the Riverland, and it's where the Murray River runs. So I grew up water skiing and wakeboarding and riding dirt bikes and racing cars and things like that on dirt. And this one night we were sleeping. We're only maybe 7-8 years of age, and my sister was a little bit younger than me. And I heard all this noise. And when I got up and walked outside, there was a whole bunch of bikers that had rocked up on Harley Davidsons. And so it was all the motorbikes, but they were all there to party and everything like that. So there was always a lot of partying and a lot of alcohol consumption, a lot of crazy shit that was going on. But at the same time, we were always safe. Like nothing would have ever happened to us kids because everyone there were so protective. And because they were so young, all their friends were very young as well. So that's sort of how I grew up. I mean, I could go through the whole story.
So you've been in Australia your whole life?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How is Australia for people that are watching this? Like, because I've always wanted to go to Australia because I see pictures, and then I heard that there's a lot of sharks that they eat people.
Oh yeah.
And then the water, like I seen pictures where the water looks super like clear and like white sand and also the weather. Like I don't know, I heard it's cold or warm, or you have different seasons. How is Australia? Is it really? And then like a lot of beautiful babes walking on the beach, bikinis, all that stuff. Like is Australia like it looks like on pictures and TV?
I'm not sure because I haven't seen the pictures or the TV. Look,
Is it tropical weather?
Depends. It's as big as America. So Australia's as big as America. It's like sort of comparing Washington to Miami. It's different. Where we're from, myself and my wife, we're from Adelaide, which is down the bottom. Very hot, dry summers, a lot of bushfires. Winters can be quite wet, but not snowing, but it's quite cold. If you go to the northern Australia, it's quite tropical, very hot. But pretty much everything over there will kill you. The sun will kill you. The rain will kill you. The animals will kill you. Everything will kill you. So yeah, they make us tough over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have like big waves too, right?
There are some spots here that have them.
Yeah.
Where we live in a nice area in Adelaide where we're right next to the beach. It's quite safe to swim. I mean, you do get sharks every now and again, but you just grow up with them, so you sort of know that they're around the place, and you just, I guess you know how to handle them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever encountered a shark?
I have in boats, but not swimming.
Yeah.
I don't want to encounter one when I'm swimming.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. There'd be a big brown trail following me, I reckon.
Yeah.
As I shit myself. But yeah, there we go.
So where you live now? You said you said it's Adler.
Adelaide.
Adelaide.
Adelaide, which is down the bottom of South Australia.
Adelaide.
Adelaide. AD. Oh fuck! I don't even know how to spell
Adelaide.
it. Adelaide.
Well, that place.
Yeah.
Is that where you grew up, or did
Yeah.
you move into that place?
No, I've always been in Adelaide. Yeah, it's a nice. I mean, there's 1.2 million, I think, population. It's quite open.
But that's a nice area, though.
Yeah.
So you grew when you grew up, you had some money.
No. I grew up in one of the lower socioeconomic suburbs. I mean, my parents didn't have a lot of money. My dad's family were all working class. Mum's family did well financially when they retired, but not when we're growing up.
Did your parents did they drink alcohol or no?
Oh, they always drink alcohol. My dad essentially gets it injected into his veins.
Still?
Yeah, he still drinks a lot.
Are you close with him?
Yeah.
Yeah?
He's not an alcoholic, I wouldn't say that, but he gets home from work every night, cracks a beer, has at least one or two. On weekends, if he wants to drink, he'll drink a fair
He sounds
few.
like somebody that I know.
Yeah.
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 So when do you think that was kind of like had an impact in you to be more health conscious, work out, be into the nutrition, and stay away from alcohol and drugs? You think that impacted the way you are now? Because you don't drink, you don't do much, you eat pretty clean.
Yeah, most of the time.
Yeah.
So look, my dad, growing up, he's always been a car guy. He builds custom cars for a hobby.
Yeah.
So he had hot rods, he had American muscle cars. He just builds crazy things. He's essentially an artist with his hands. And he does that as a hobby. He's a builder. He works in the trade-based industry in Australia. So he loves working with his hands. He's a very creative person.
Yeah.
Now, growing up, he said you can spend money on drugs or you can spend money on cars. So I never touched drugs.
Or women.
True, he didn't run that past me.
I think women are more expensive than cars or drugs.
Yeah, I'd agree with that too. He never mentioned that part. He left that out. Maybe because my mum was around, maybe he'd kick his ass. But he just said you can either spend money on cars or you can spend money on drugs. And so I just spent all my money on cars.
Yeah.
So that was my thing. And then alcohol, I used to drink so much when I was younger. It was sort of my...
By drugs, you consider alcohol drugs too?
I personally don't. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just never really found drugs to be a thing for me. All my friends took them. I'd go out clubbing all the time. That'd always be on them. I don't know whether it was a lack of... I didn't like that sense of losing control. Yeah. But alcohol was my social lubricant.
Imagine people that have alcohol problems, drug problems, women problems, and car problems. That's a lot.
I know plenty of people like that.
Yeah.
I try to help them, but most of the time they don't want to help themselves.
Yeah, well, it's tempting.
It is.
Yeah.
But, I think part of the reason, like you asked a question before about why I don't really drink alcohol and why I tend to look after myself more, it's just because I have a bigger reason not to. It's not that I don't enjoy alcohol. Like, it wasn't like I made a social a conscious effort to give up alcohol.
Yeah.
Just one day I went, I'd rather work than.
But you used to drink a lot. You said right? What was your favorite drink?
Shit, anything with alcohol in it. I would drink anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
A lot. When I met Jess rang me one day. That's my wife now. She sent me a message one day and she said, "Did you throw up on my front lawn?" And I said, "Why is that?" And she said, "Because my dad's here mowing the lawns and there's spew everywhere." And I went, do I lie to her and say no, or do I just say, yes, that was me? I used to drink all the time. So our relationship was based on me throwing up at her house. Yeah.
So this was when? How long ago was this thing that happened?
We've been together for 16 years. So
16?
Yeah, 16 years. Yeah, 16 years we've been together.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So this was like 16 years ago.
Yeah. And I probably haven't really been drinking too much for maybe 10. I just found a bigger reason.
When 16 years ago, were you in the same shape?
Yep.
Yeah.
I started exercising and training hard when I was 13 because when I was younger, I still remember this to this day. There was a swimming carnival. And when I went there, I was the only kid who wore a t-shirt because I was fat. And I just didn't like it. Mm-hmm. And so my dad was quite physically fit as well. And so I started just training and exercising with him, and I started lifting weights. And I always looked up to people like in Australia, rugby is a big thing.
Yeah.
And those guys have big legs, big solid upper bodies.
Yeah.
You know, I think Hulk Hogan was a big. I remember having my little Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
You know, character.
Have you seen the Mexican wrestlers compared to the American wrestlers?
No, I haven't.
No. Like most Mexicans are fat.
Okay.
So like you have like the Mexican wrestlers, they're like buff fat.
Yep.
So like they have like a huge like stomach, like just popping out. And they're like and they have muscle, but you can't see it because they have a bunch of fat on top of it.
Yeah.
So they're like, they call them like panzones wrestlers. Like they just have a huge belly, like picture Winnie the Pooh, but like a little bit more muscle.
Fat, strong dudes.
That's how the Mexican wrestlers look, because they eat a lot of beans, tortillas, and just a bunch of carbs, and they're just, and maybe a lot of beer.
Jeez, that sounds like a good sleep.
Yeah.
I'd be tired all the time on that diet.
And the American wrestlers take a lot of steroids. So I think maybe the Mexican wrestlers don't take steroids. They're just like big fat muscular.
Yeah.
Or big fat with muscle that's hidden. But then the American ones are more they're more muscular, more less body fat, but they also take like steroids and that kind of stuff. So I got into this because you mentioned something. You were talking about we're talking about the drinking, and so 16 years ago you were in shape, right?
Yeah.
So but you were drinking.
Yes.
And I was going to ask you this, like now you don't drink, but you said you're in the same shape. So like do you think that you could I know you stopped drinking because you're more focused.
Yep.
And now you're more focused on your business and you know, money making activities, and that just takes time away. But besides that, what was another reason why you decided to stop drinking? And the reason why I ask you this is because you said that you were in the same shape before than right now.
Yeah.
Whether you drank or not. So can you drink and still stay in the same shape? Well,
I mean, I did, right? Because when I was younger, I was training quite hard. I worked in a gym. So back in the old days, I was working in the gym. I would train multiple times per day. I was pretty strict with my diet. These days, I'm a bit more relaxed. Like I probably have a little bit more body fat on now than what I had back then. You know, I was pretty ripped. But that was everything. Everything back then was about my physical body. Whereas now, you know, I've got a bigger mission, a bigger purpose to serve. So, you know, if someone says, would you like to go out for a nice dinner? I'd rather go out and have a nice dinner than I would worry about my abs. I'm not really that bothered by my abs.
A nice dinner, like, let's say we go to a nice dinner like Javier's. Have you been to Javier's?
No, I haven't.
Do you like Mexican food?
Yeah.
Oh, man. You guys have to go to Javier's today. I know the manager.
Okay.
Man, they have the best food. It's like good, like great quality. They have a good atmosphere where like music. They have good margaritas. If you want to have like just one margarita, they have the best margaritas. So it's just really, really delicious, and you just feel good. So like, see, going to Javier's for an hour and a half is a lot more. It feels a lot more. It feels way better than going to the gym for an hour and a half and lifting heavy weights and then doing like intense cardio and then getting all sweaty. Then you have to shower, and like just Javier sounds a lot more sexy than a hard workout.
Yeah.
That's what you meant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like these days, my body, I train so that I can work more effectively.
Yeah.
Back in the old days, I trained so that I could pick up chicks. That was about it. It's just different.
Well,
intention.
now you want to keep your wife happy.
Yeah, that's why I'm not fat. But we both like food, right?
Yeah.
So we're both happy.
What would you do if you got fat? What do you like him a little less? You'll tell him, like, go back to the gym.
Yeah, she does. She holds me accountable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Albert Preciado. If you like what you're watching and you want to learn from an entrepreneur that built 8 companies and makes over $30 million a year, text me at 213-277-6208 and let's make it happen.
Well, that's the purpose of a relationship.
What
right?
about you to your wife? Does she have to stay in great shape? And
You're
if
trying to get me in trouble here.
no, I mean,
We're heading down a dark path here.
I like to keep it a real here, and like for example, like me, I'll tell my wife like hey babe, don't forget to do the stairs. You know, they're right there.
And she was talking about the booty classes before.
Yeah, well, because she was gaining some weight, right? And I started telling her, hey babe, you know, like there's some classes at Equinox. The Equinox is a gym here, so I'm like, you know, take some classes and you know, get a trainer or yeah, like let's have a healthy meal. So I was just kind of like indirectly telling her like, hey, you know what, we gotta start working out. Let's have some workout. Let's we want to be my workout buddy.
Yep.
So then started going to the gym with her and things like that.
That's awesome.
Because I think she's more like, she'll skip the gym for like a nice dinner or for some fun times.
Yep.
Me, I won't do that. I'll do it for like a week. Like I have a bad week, I'll work out 2 times or 1.5, and then I'll eat and drink. I'll be sloppy.
Yeah.
And then the next week I'm like, man, like I feel fat. Like I feel fat, even though I'm still the same weight, and it's harder for me to gain. It's harder for me to look fat. I just have good metabolism, so
I've never had that problem.
yeah. but like me, like fat is like somebody being in great shape for normal people. So like me, when my pants are fitted and my shirts, when I start feeling a little tightness or I don't feel comfortable. I'm like, no, man, I stop eating. I cut the alcohol. I go work out, like you said, 2 times, sometimes 3 times a day. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna get back to where I was. And so I'm very disciplined with like, I gotta be in great shape and overall, because if not, I don't feel confident. I don't get the same results. I don't feel the same energy. I'm unhappy with myself.
Yeah.
I don't like the way I look in the mirror. You know, when you put your shorts and then you have like a side fat, like a what is it called? A muffin? Yeah,
Or we call them in Australia love handle.
Yeah, love handles. Yeah,
Yeah.
same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I just think like that's important. Like I don't know, if you're happy having love handles, then enjoy them. And maybe you'll find you'll date somebody else that has love handles too. But if you don't have love handles, then you probably are attracted to people that don't have love handles. I don't know why we're talking about this, but for me, it's important.
Yeah.
So you stand out because you have like big arms. So like I was watching your stories and in the morning, you were posting some stories. You're working on the laptop, right? And I'm like, damn, this fucker has big ass arms. So like I know that helps. Does that help your business, your results? What impact does being fit have in your life?
Well, most importantly, I think
because Brad Lee's been trying to get 6-pack.
I know.
He lost the bet already. Like, cause he's not. There's no way he's getting the 6-pack by. Is it November 17th? No way he's getting a 6-pack. Tell him when you see him.
I was going to challenge him as well. So I'll jump in as well and throw another 10 grand in if we'll do it. And I'll
tell him I'll put another 10 grand.
All right, done.
Yeah.
So we got 10, another 10.
Yeah.
So we got 20 grand.
Yeah, that's the easiest money. The easiest 10 grand I'll make this year.
Done. I'm happy to FaceTime Bradley.
No, he gets mad when you tell him that. But
really.
But yeah, let's tell him that I'll do another 10K.
All right.
Add a 10K. That's easiest 10K we'll make this year. Yeah.
So we're gonna pitch in 20K.
Yeah.
For Bradley's 6-pack.
Why do you think Brad can't get the 6-pack?
Based on my
I think
depth of human behavior,
so give me your answer and I'll give you my answer.
Well, first of all, it's not linked to his mission.
Yeah, that's the same thing I was going to say.
Yeah,
because Brad is like one of my best friends in the world. Like I love Brad Lee, but he just can't get a 6-pack. I'm just being honest. He can't get a 6-pack.
Yeah, it's because he's got other factors.
He enjoys other things that in life that are that give you pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's common for most people.
Me like if I feel like if I'm like 2% fatter, I'm like, fuck no, I'm not eating. I'm not gonna have anything that has sugar or carbs. I'll starve myself to get rid of that 2% that I gain.
Yep.
So like I just have those like that. It's just like a hard stop. Like no more.
Yep.
What do you do to stay in what's your typical regimen in the gym and food and how does that help your business, your performance?
Well, what I was going to ask you is what causes you to do such a hard stop? Why not just figure out what causes you to gain the weight and then just reduce it a little bit and create more consistency?
So what happens with me is that I have a really addictive personality.
Everyone says that.
So like I like the greatest things in life. So like if I'm gonna have sex, I'm gonna have a lot of sex. You know, like if I'm gonna go to Javier's and I'm gonna eat like what are those things called that I like, the enchiladas.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna eat some enchiladas, I'm gonna eat all three of them, not one. I'm gonna eat all three of them. And then like if I'm gonna drink and go party, like I'm not gonna have one or two drinks. I'm gonna have like 5, 6, 7, 8. So like it so that's why like I don't know how to stop it. Maybe you can coach me on that because like I just like more of the good stuff.
This is why I work with rich listers though, right?
Huh?
So rich listers have common patterns. So my community is called the driven mofos. Driven people have behavioral patterns that are different to the average psychology.
I thought you said driven mofo because you were coming to driven.
No, so my community is called the driven mofos. But driven people have behavioral patterns.
Driven mofos is like driven motherfuckers?
100%.
Yeah.
So my community are a bunch of driven motherfuckers.
Yeah. So I'm one of those.
Yeah. And part of the reason why I've been able to work with rich listers and a lot of high level business owners in Australia, I've been their private, mindset and self-leadership coach, is they have these patterns, right? Like, first of all, in order to achieve at a high level in business, you have to have some form of extremes.
Yeah.
Right. So the thing is that in our mindset, in our psychology, you've got balance and then you've got a pendulum that swings from side to side. If you study etymology, which is the history and the meaning of words, the word passion means to suffer. So Marcus Aurelius in his book Meditation, he says, avoid the passions. Most people glaze over that. When we're passionate, we tend to over-exaggerate the positives or the benefits of things, but the pendulum swings to one side, which then causes it to swing back to the other side.
Yeah.
So when you overeat and you have excess, you then start to have guilt and shame, or you start to feel shit about yourself. And then so what people do is they pull back too hard one way. And so the pendulum's always swinging from one side to the other. Yeah. If you start to create more balance in your life, you start to get more consistency. So I don't really stick to a specific diet. Sometimes I measure my macros and things like that. But most of the time I just, I know if I'm going a bit too excessive.
What's your body fat percentage?
At the moment, probably about 16, something like that.
What'd you eat today all day?
We went to the place pretty much across the road here, which was, I had some eggs, had some bacon. That was about it. 2 eggs.
That's all you ate all day?
Yeah, so far. But we're going out for a fat steak for dinner. So I'll catch up on my protein.
Where are you going to go to?
What's it called? Catch.
Catch steak or catch LA? One's a rooftop and one's a steak place.
Steak place.
That's a good place.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's a quality, pricey, good crowd.
Yep.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
So like, cause this is what you do. You help people with their mindset, but also their performance, right? And their like, so I'm a high level performer and I'm pretty rich. I'm not saying I'm like, billionaire or none of that stuff, but I'm pretty rich and I like good things in life. So I used to be really bad with food where I would binge eat. I'll still kind of binge drink sometimes. Like we're having a good party and one champagne glass is not enough. I'll have like a whole full bottle or two.
Yep.
But like, so that, I'm trying to figure out how to control that.
Yeah.
Now,
it's a great question.
Yeah, but now the food part, I used to binge eat. So I used to go out and maybe I'll start drinking or go to club or party. I don't go to party or I don't go to clubs anymore. So Maybe that's why. Or I don't know, but I just used to eat I used to go crazy where I would, after the club, I would go to Tommy's. Have you had Tommy's burgers?
No.
So these are like some burgers that have like chili cheese and so I would eat a Tommy's burger, like triple, like 3 meats with all the chili cheese. I would get chili cheese fries that are there. I would drink like a Coke.
Sounds like you're getting ready to shit your pants the next day.
Yeah,
Like that's some damage there to your internal organs.
But then I would get like sometimes 2 triples, like 2 triple burgers. So that's like 6 patties.
That's like diarrhea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So I would eat that. Then I would get home, and I would make some quesadillas and eat some ice cream after that. And when I was younger, like that. It didn't affect me, but as I started getting older, like I would have like mean stomach pain all night, and I couldn't, like it was like I felt like I was gonna die. You know, like I don't know if this happened to you, but like you're on the toilet and you're like, oh, like it's like you feel like you're dying on the toilet, and it's just because of all the shit you ate.
Yeah.
And then you combine that with the drinks that you had at the club or whatever. So like I used to be that bad.
Yep.
And I would go to In-N-Out. Have you been to In-N-Out?
No.
Oh, you guys have to go to In-N-Out. Yeah, we'll order some. We'll have somebody bring you In-N-Out tomorrow.
What, are you trying to get me to be sick and like?
Well, you just get a
really?
double. Just get a double cheeseburger. You'll love those.
No, I don't do cheese.
You
No, I
don't-
don't do dairy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They have a lettuce wrap version.
I can eat the burger, just not as long as
Yeah.
there's no
So
cheese on it.
do you like burgers?
Yeah.
Yeah, just take no cheese in.
Okay.
That's the only thing just the cheese, right?
Yeah.
You could eat lettuce, tomato.
Yeah.
Okay. What about the sauce? What's the sauce?
The Thousand Island dressing.
Can you have Thousand Island?
I believe so. Just as
Okay.
long as it doesn't have dairy in it.
Okay. Make sure it doesn't have dairy. now, like
Guys are ordering my lunch tomorrow. It's good. I like it.
In-N-Out burgers, they're not as messy as the Tommy's, but I think I like Tommy's better because of the chili cheese. But the In-N-Out, they're a little bit cleaner. But now I have a double, and I have diarrhea like this, boom, for sure. Like and my stomach
See,
hurts.
everyone now knows on the podcast you get diarrhea from.
In-N-Out, yeah, In-N-Out. So I avoid it. But they taste good, dude. They taste so good. But like the first 2 bites, you're like, man, this is so good. Like it's like that pleasure that you get from like certain things in life. But it's very, very good. It's delicious. But then after the first 2 bites, you start realizing, man, I fucked up.
all pleasure leads to pain.
Exactly.
Yep.
So, but when I was younger, I used to eat 2 doubles, like back to back. I would order 2 doubles, the chocolate shake, and I was fine.
Yep.
But my to end this whole topic, like I learned I mastered that. So now I watch the calories. Like I already know, I can't eat this, I can't eat that, and it's very simple. I have 2 meals a day and a protein shake. That's it. Sometimes I'll have 2 meals a day.
Yep.
And I'll skip the protein shake. I used to have 2 protein shakes. Now I just have 1 protein shake and 2 meals. And the meals are pretty healthy. But that keeps my calories where they need to be.
Yep.
And so I don't overeat anymore. But the drinking part, that I need to kind of find a way to do the same that I did with food. What is your opinion on that? Why did I control the food, but I still can't control like the champagne?
Because you don't have enough pain around it, right? So if you look at human
Well,
behavior,
champagne doesn't give you diarrhea or stomach pain.
There you go. But if you have a look at everything in life, right, there's a few different ways I can go down this path. But if you look at Maslow's hierarchy, down the bottom of the hierarchical structure, you have survival mode.
Yeah.
When most people are living in survival, they get stuck between pleasure and pain. And if you think about this, like every human being, and for everyone here as well, you'll know that when you're in pain or when you're working and you feel like you have to do things and you're struggling and you're pushing yourself, there comes a point where your brain automatically starts to feel like it needs freedom or it needs some form of pleasure.
Yeah.
So the moment that your brain starts seeking pleasure, it's because it's already in pain. So those 2 things get created in your brain at the same time. I talk to businesses about this all the time. Like when a staff member is working and they're overworking, or they don't have a clear purpose or a clear mission, the first thing that happens is once they start overworking, they start craving holidays. They start craving extra pay. They start craving something that they believe is going to give them pleasure. And it's because they're immediately in pain. when you're mission driven and you're purpose driven and you really understand why you're doing something, pleasure and pain are the same, right? You have kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Aren't they your dream and your nightmare at the same time?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because they're perfectly balanced. When you're passionate about something, you perceive the pleasure, but not the pain. But everything that's pleasurable always ends up in pain. And when you're in pain, you seek pleasure again. And so it creates a vicious cycle. That's how vicious cycles are created.
Is that the same? Would you say sex is falls into that?
Depends what the sex is for.
Sex
and
is
who it's
pleasure and it's pain.
with. Well, it depends. Is it with someone you love or is it with a hooker?
What?
Because it depends, right?
What's different? So let's just say it's a hooker.
Yeah.
Yeah. What like is it also pleasure and pain?
Well, I don't know because I've never had a hooker, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, if it's love and it's with a partner that you love, then you're doing it because it's creating some form of connection. Or
So let's say with your wife. Now,
Yep.
I'm not saying you and your wife or me and my wife, but let's just say like
hypothetically,
Anthony and his wife.
Okay.
Like is it pleasure? Is sex pleasure and pain?
I don't know. You need to ask them. I'm very cautious working with.
So is it pleasure and pain? Sex? The pleasure.
It's
but
definitely going to lead to pain.
But it's going to lead to pain, right? Right?
Well, this is a hard thing, right? When you work with human behavior, yeah, there you go. Right.
Well, like-
when she asked for the credit card, there you go. Yeah.
So that's when it turns into because sex is pleasure, but then the woman is going to expect you to now I want compensation. Now you got to take me out shopping. Now you got to buy me this.
Maybe.
So that's the pain part.
Well, that's the hard thing about working with human behavior, right? Because there's a lot of generalizations around human behavior, but when you're working with people, it's very specific. So you've got to go to specific moments in time where those things happen, because then you see it for what it is.
Yeah.
But if we come back to you, right, like when you're drinking, if I ask you, when you're drinking, what benefits do you get from alcohol?
Too many. So I'll start with I think when you drink, you have better sex.
Okay.
That's one.
But that's after you drink. That's not when you're drinking. Well, unless you're drinking while you're having sex.
No, well, you got to drink 30, 40 minutes before, and then it'll give you the effect, and then it's better sex. I'm being serious. Like that's just, I mean, maybe people that are watching this can disagree or agree.
But are you always switched on? Like, are you always in your own head?
Well, this is
This is going to be a therapy session now.
It's a different topic, but I just feel like
See, the crowd are in.
when you're sober and you have sex, I think that you're more conscious, so sometimes it won't last that long. When you have some alcohol, sometimes like it numbs you or it makes you go longer, and then you're more relaxed, so you seem to enjoy it more. Like that's just for me. I don't know if others
so
agree.
this is beautiful, right? Because in that there you gave me all the answers as to why you use alcohol. Because what you're saying is, from my understanding, you're saying that you're on all the time and there's probably a lot of pressure on your shoulders, and so you can't relax.
Yeah, 100%. I think you nailed it right there. Yeah.
So you've just got to learn better relaxation tools, so you don't need alcohol.
Yeah. Well,
if you are able to relax more effectively, there's plenty of different ways.
Tell me how.
First of all, you need to learn how to breathe properly. We already spoke about your upper traps, right? See, you're breathing wrong. I need to teach you how to breathe. So, like when you breathe, proper diaphragmatic breath should be through your stomach.
But you know also like I don't stretch. Like I don't lift weights the right way. Like I don't warm up. I hate stretching. I hate yoga. I sleep bad. My form is not always the best. So like I do weights because I want to have muscle. And then when you wear like a fitted shirt like yours, like I don't want to have puny arms. So I do weights because it clears it kind of like the same thing as alcohol. Yeah. When you lift weights and you're like, ugh, like you forget about all the pressure that's on every single second of the day.
Yeah, we just
running businesses.
We need to work together. I just need to help you to relax more and just get out of your head.
And because of the way I lift weights, that's why my shoulders are kind of like they go forward a little bit. I need a lot of massages too. Like massages are great.
Yeah, but that'll help you to relax though as well.
Yeah, so I like massages. I like alcohol. I like lifting. I like lifting weights a little bit, but not really because I enjoy it. But I do feel better after I work out. and I also like looking good when I take off my shirt and when I wear a shirt like that.
How much pressure do you put on yourself consistently?
A ton. Like
Yeah.
I love pressure. I think pressure like is a privilege.
To an extent. One of my good friends is a guy called Damien Ryder, and I had this conversation with him a little while ago.
Yeah.
Now this guy, he does all these crazy records. So he pulled a truck. It was 12 kilometers, but I think that's about 6 miles. We're talking a semi-trailer strapped to his back, and he pulled it down a highway. He jumped off of the top of a hot air balloon. So he was the first person to climb up to the top of the hot air balloon. So people jumped out of a hot air balloon, but not on top. Yeah. He did that, and he learned how to skydive. He just had this crazy idea. At the moment, he's doing a 8-hour kayak across a strait in South Australia. He did a paddleboard, I think, for 30 days, wasn't it? It was about 30 days. He paddleboarded straight. And anyway, we're talking, and he said, in order to increase stress, you need to decrease pressure. So he said the pressure that you put on yourself has to be decreased in order to increase maximum stress. And I thought that was just a really great analogy, is like you have to be able to decrease the pressure that you put on yourself in order to maximize stress, because stress is where growth is created. And if you look, everything in nature needs stress to grow. So you're using pressure as a mechanism to force your growth instead of creating instead of using external stress and creating an internal decrease of pressure. It's just you've got high expectations of yourself.
I'm our Preciado. If you like what you're watching and you want to learn from an entrepreneur that built 8 companies and makes over $30 million a year, text me at 213-277-6208 and let's make it happen.
How do I fix that?
You don't need to fix it. It's got you to where you are, but it's also probably creating problems that wouldn't be there if we just dealt with them.
Is that like?
Yeah.
Is that like high rep, low weight?
It's like going to the gym because you feel like you're a fat piece of shit versus going to the gym because you actually love going to the gym.
Yeah, I hate going to the gym.
They're just two different things, right? I love going to the gym because I just love going to the gym. But I used to train because I was fat. But when I was fat, once I got lean, I would fuck it all up and self-sabotage because it would force me to go back to the gym. So I always had this vicious cycle. I'd get ripped and shredded, and then I'm like, cool, now I'm ripped. And then I eat again, and then I'm like, now I'm a fat bastard. Now I've got to go back to the gym. Yeah, but
that's me.
Yeah, so I use pain as a motivator.
Yeah,
that's not a good idea.
Same thing. So I have everything wrong.
No, you don't. It's got you to where you are, right? You are extremely successful. You've got a great family by what I've seen from the outside. But you've got to where you are. The question is, does that help you? Are you enjoying life because you're living a life that you love, or is it a life that you're always chasing?
I love the life that I have. The only thing that, I mean, if there's maybe 3 things that I hate.
Yep.
Like I hate my neck pain. Like I don't like that. I can't stand certain people. Like some people get on my nerves.
That's everybody.
Yeah, like I wish I could like give him a 1-2, like 1-2 punch, and then just like put a nice one.
You just got to do some jail time,
and then take it back.
Okay.
Yeah, some people just get on my nerves, man. Their competence, their stupidity, but that's another one. And then the third would be, I would have to think about it, but I just don't. I don't. Like I don't. Yeah, those because the gym doesn't like. I don't like the gym. I don't like working out, but I like how I feel after working out. But I don't work out because I enjoy it. Like if you ask me what's one of the things that you hate the most, it would be exercising. I don't like exercising, but I like the results. I like how you look after it. Like if I could just take a pill and look the way I look and not work out, I would do that all day long.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't you like the gym? What's the thing that you don't like about it?
Because I mean, what I rather eat a nice meal and in front of the beach with my daughters and have like a nice cold Dom Perignon champagne for an hour and a half of relaxation, and that maybe at the same time My daughters are playing there, you know, in the sand, and then I get a masseuse. You know those masseuses that walk in the beach, and they're like massaging me, and I'm for an hour and a half. I'd rather do that than go to the gym for 1 hour and a half and lift weights, do pull-ups, and then do a bunch of cardio.
Okay.
That's paradise. And then take the pill that keeps me looking like I look.
So why do you think that you'd rather do one than the other? Why not just do both?
Well, right now I do both.
Okay.
But the gym takes another hour and a half or so.
Yeah.
So like, imagine if I had that 1 hour and a half, I don't have to do the beach thing, but I could use that 1 hour and a half to start a new business, make more sales, make more money.
Yeah.
So I would rather do it there as opposed to wasting an hour and a half or 2 hours at the gym.
That's the problem though, right? It's your idea around
Money.
you're wasting time at the gym. I would assume, and I could be wrong with this, that you're not 100% clear on your purpose in life or your mission.
I am.
What is it?
So
Why do you do what you do?
I'm gonna be I mean, you're Australian.
Yeah.
I'm Mexican. So like my purpose is to
Some
change.
of the best food in the world are Mexican.
Yeah. My purpose is to change all the Latinos, like for the better, like to change their lives, and they're a huge population in the world, so like they're my purpose. I want to show them and teach them how they can also be successful. They could make a lot of money. They could have their dream life, and then I also like want to reach 1 billion people in this world. I know people
Three
say
different things though, right? So you said
because if you reach 1 billion people in the world, you're gonna be in a position to change their lives, to make a difference. Because my purpose, maybe this says it better. My purpose is to change the world, like an Abraham Lincoln, like a George Washington, like a John F. Kennedy, like people like that, like a Steve Jobs. You know, like where you'll be remembered 1,000 years later, because people are still gonna know, oh, this person changed the world in this way. This person created the iPhone. This person did this. So then my granddaughters are gonna be, or my daughters when they're older, when my daughters are 65 and they're hanging out with their other 65-year-old friends and they're having some wine in Italy, and then they have kids, and then they're all talking, and then the friends are like, hey, was your dad Papa Albert Preciado? Oh, your dad was Papa Albert Preciado. Damn, look at what he did in this world. Like, that is my purpose. I want to be remembered, because most people die and they forget about them. Like, people cry. You know, that people are watching this and they have family members. Most people are average. Family member dies. They cry when they die. They cry a little bit less after a month. After the second month, they cry very little. After 6 months, once in a while they'll cry. After a year, nobody remembers them. Nobody goes to the cemetery. Nobody goes to visit them. They're forgotten, like that. So like when you change the world, you're remembered forever. Like nobody's gonna forget like people that change the world. So like, I mean, I don't know if that's a lot, but that is my purpose. Like, I feel like God put me in this world to save it. Why? Because I could have been dead many times. Like I should be dead right now, and I'm not. Like sometimes it's like I need to be dead this time, and boom, God just comes and saves me. I had a gun here downstairs at the elevator. Like two guys, they're all masked up. They get me. They point a gun here. They point a gun here. They wanted to take my watch, and I'm like, fuck, what do I do? And I'm thinking in slow motion. I'm like, should I rush at them? Should I defend myself? Should I try to knock somebody down? But then the other guy's gonna hit me from the back. What if they do shoot me? I didn't even know I was expecting a baby. Mm-hmm. So my wife was pregnant. We didn't even know that yet. So like right there, all it would have taken was I took the watch because they couldn't take it off. I gave it to them. I still have the papers, by the way. If you're watching this and you're the one that stole my Patek Philippe 5980, I still have the papers. Like you took a watch with no papers. Now, they could have shot me, and my life is done right there. Boom. And there's been like so many other. I'm sure you've had a lot of instances in life too that were kind of like it could have gone the other way.
Oh, back in the old days.
Yeah.
These days.
Yeah.
Are pretty
But like I feel like I really feel like I'm here to change the world. And I think that in the Latino space, like Latinos, I'm the one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the one. Like you're the one in Australia. I'm the one for the Latinos. I'm gonna change the world for the Latinos here in the world.
I love the idea of it, but the thing is that when you worry about what happens after you die, you forget about what you're here to live for.
Yeah.
And all I ever think about is that every day we're a day closer to death. So why not live today? And the only thing that we can control is the moment in time, this moment.
Yeah.
So the more we think about the future, the more we ruin our moment now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do have one of my principles in life is to live every day like it's your last. Every day, like every day, for the most part, like I'll have a day off from the gym, but pretty much every day, like I have champagne. Every day I'm with my kids. Every day I work out. Every day I have sex. Every day I work hard. Every day I go to sleep and I'm like, man, I did so much today. Like it was a great day. Even though I certain things that I do, I hate, because I feel like you have to do things that you hate to succeed.
Maybe it's just a perception that you have around hating them.
You know the Stairmaster?
Can I give you something interesting about studying human biology?
Yeah.
I teach this in my events, right? And we get a lot of like medical professionals and things like that. And I say there's no such thing as self-sabotage. And everyone argues with me. If you get a bacterium or a single bacteria or even multiple bacteria and you put something that's toxic in a petri dish, the bacteria will move away from the toxin.
Yeah.
Now, if a single cell organism without a brain moves away from things that can challenge its life or hinder its own growth, why do then we think that humans that are one of the most evolved species do things that fuck up at their own lives? Maybe the truth is that the things that we think are sabotaging us aren't actually there to sabotage us. Maybe there's a lot of benefits to it. We just don't perceive that they're there. So until we perceive the benefits of those things, then we keep creating these patterns of behavior that keep us in these feedback loops. So I guess what my point is that you're saying that you hate certain things or that people force themselves to do things that they hate, but I don't believe that that's true at all. I think the thing is that our perception is that we hate it, but there's got to be a greater intention to it in order to want to do it in the first place.
Yeah.
Like I don't do shit that I don't enjoy. I don't think anyone does shit that they don't enjoy. It's just a lot of people get fucked up with ideas.
Well, let me ask you this then. Yeah. So because, like for example, Brad Lee. So I think Brad Lee is super happy then. Like maybe he's happier than me, because he's okay. He's okay not being in shape.
Yeah.
And he's happy, and it saves him time going to the gym. He eats whatever he wants, and he's happy.
Yeah.
But like if I were Brad Lee, right? Like that wouldn't make me happy, because I would be unhappy when I go to the beach and take my shirt off. When I go to the pool and take my shirt off, I would not be happy.
Yeah.
So like, how do you fix that?
You don't, because here's the thing: you've got different values to what he has.
Yeah.
He values different things. You value different things. We do things that we perceive are valuable. And so you have a high value on making money, potentially higher than Brad's. You might have, or he might have a high value on family and children, which is why he's got how many kids? 7?
I think he has 6.
6.
I'm 7?
Yeah.
7 kids? Maybe 7.
Yeah. What my point is that everyone has a different set of value structures. And in certain religions, we're taught that values are given to us by our parents. But that's essentially a religious ideology. It's not actually true.
Yeah.
All different people, like you know this with your workforce, right? Some people have a high value on systems and process and structure. Other people are probably more entrepreneurial and don't really give a shit about system, process, and structure. They break all the systems and the structures and the process. Different people operate in different ways, which is what makes the world such a unique place. I talk about this in events, right, where someone will say, if you've got someone with a high value on health, they will say that if an overweight parent feeds their child McDonald's, actually I shouldn't use that because We don't want to give free promotion to anyone. But let's say it's a burger joint, and this healthy person walks past with their kids, and they see this overweight person, and this overweight person has 2 overweight kids, and they're all ordering burgers. That healthy parent, or the parent who has a high value on health, thinks that that person who is overweight is destroying their kids' lives.
Yeah.
Now, the parent who is ordering the burgers for their kids believes that they're doing the right thing by their kids because they're making their kids happy. But the parent who has a high value of health also perceives that they're making their kids happy by keeping them healthy, keeping them fit. Who's right and who's wrong depends on whose value set.
I mean, we're getting very psychological here.
Yeah.
But it's like...
This is my whole background,
Yeah.
right? I've spent the last 13 years traveling the world.
Like I have a dog named Chip.
Yep.
He's a German Shepherd, and he's fat.
Yep.
You know, he was he's not fat anymore. So what happened is he's a trained dog that's trained to kill and protect, protect and kill if there's danger, right?
Yep.
He was trained in Germany, so he was fit, strong, and fast, and like just toned. And then we just started feeding him. Like he lived in Beverly Hills, and he went to Bel Air, and we're feeding him the best food, and he's like having unlimited food. So long story short, he blew up and got fat.
Yeah.
And this is a dog, right? It's not even a human. Like I don't think humans like being fat. Maybe some do, but they're fat. You know, like I'm sure they would want to be in shape, but it's just not that easy to get in shape. It's easier to be fat. Now, my dog Chip got fat. So what did we do? Very easy. We just cut his food, and we're like, hey, today you're not eating, pal. And then the next day we fed him once. So
and then that dog just ate your leg.
No,
ate a family member.
He was just getting unhealthy. He was just too fat.
Yeah.
And then he would run. We started taking him outside to like, hey, you got to exercise, buddy. And we throw him the ball, and he's running to get it. We realized he was so fat because after the fetching for 20, 30 minutes, he couldn't walk.
Yep.
He fell on his legs, and because he has so much weight on the legs, so he injured his legs. So we're like, no, this dog is fat. We got to go fix him. So we stopped feeding him, and like I'm like, buddy, you're not eating today. And then the next day you're eating once and less portion. He got healthy again. So now he's back to being fit, and now he's strong and he's running. He's faster. So he feels better.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with like human, you know, like we were talking about the champagne or margaritas, like having 6, 7, 8 feels good, but it's not good for your body.
Yeah.
But how do you keep that control? Like same thing with food, like eating whatever you want, like Brad.
Yeah.
It feels good, but then you're not gonna feel good the way you look. Somebody like Andy Elliott, you know, like he doesn't eat anything. He works out all the time, and he wants to be fit all the time. So like that makes him happy. But then again, you would feel like shit if you got to take all those supplements. You can't do this. You can't do that. You got to be super strict with what you eat. Like, so what you're saying because you answered the question. It's what people value, right? Their values. Like you get the point. So what's right and what's wrong? Should I just be Fat Albert and just cut the gym?
You're asking the wrong question though, right?
I'll be happy. I'll be happy because, man, I'll be like, hey, Anthony, let's have a 6-pack of Peroni beer, and let's order pizza today. Tomorrow we'll order some other stuff, and then we'll be happy. But then when you put on all the weight, then you're not going to be happy anymore.
Well, yeah, that's the pendulum. So it all depends on your purpose in life though, right? So you've got your purpose, you've got your mission, you've got values, you've got your visions, and you've got your goals. So what you were talking about before is you've got this grand vision. The question is, can you achieve that vision being fat and overweight and tired?
No.
There you go.
If I get fat, I lose followers. I lose credibility. People are not going to listen to a fat coach. People are going to be like, well, so like it's part of my brand too. Like when you get fat, you just don't get, it's not just your stomach. like your face changes, it becomes like circular and bulky, like your chest starts sagging, and it's just a lot of it. You look different.
Yeah.
So like that affects your personal brand. Imagine if you let go of yourself. And how much do you weigh right now?
In pounds, I think I'm like 190 maybe.
Okay, imagine if you just gained weight, you were 300 pounds, and you would you still be teaching people mindset and all this stuff, performance? You were gonna be like, dude, how are you gonna teach me mindset and performance if look at the way you look?
It all depends. Don't we attract people with similar values though? So I want my community to be fit and healthy and driven and ambitious and have high quality.
So you got to look like that. You got to keep it up.
But are there fat coaches out there who have fat audiences? Yeah.
Who?
Well, do you think that there's plenty?
Who?
I'm not going to name them. I'm not going to name them, but there's plenty. There's plenty of overweight coaches out there.
Well, are you talking about like maybe like real estate coaches or?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but they're not. They're teaching real estate. Like there's a lot of fat realtors. Like you don't need to be in shape to be a realtor. To be a performance coach or mindset coach, I think you have to be fit. You have to look good.
I agree with you, but there's plenty of coaches out there who are overweight and they have clients. There's plenty of personal trainers out there who are overweight and have clients.
I'm Howard Preciado. If you like what you're watching and you want to learn from an entrepreneur that built 8 companies and makes over $30 million a year, text me at 213-277-6208 and let's make it happen.
I mean, when fat people like being told that they shouldn't eat and that they're fat?
Well, one time a trainer at Equinox, he came to me and he's like, hey, but you want to get some training? You want to get some sessions? And I'm like, no, bro, I'm good. And then he kept on, I go there next time. Hey, bro, it got to the point where like, man, dude, after a month, he kept on asking me, you want some sessions? And then finally I had to let him hear it. I was having a bad day, like sometimes you don't feel 100% and your wife pisses you off or somebody pisses you off. And he went to me at the wrong time and he was like, hey, you want to get some sessions? And I'm like, bro, look, first of all, you don't look the way I want to look. I'm in better shape than you. I would want to get trained by somebody that's in way better shape than me because I don't want to get trained by somebody that's in less shape than me.
Yeah.
And then after that, he stopped.
My point is, though, that our audience is always like us, right?
Yeah.
So we have to lead the way, right? So we set the standard. So as a coach and someone who, I'm always talking about self-leadership because I believe that you can't lead others unless you lead yourself. So you have to have self-leadership before you have group leadership. And this is where a lot of business owners fuck up, right? Is that they will be... I was working with a guy in sales, right? And he said to me, my team don't listen to me. I keep telling them all this stuff and they just don't listen. And I said, what's specifically the problem? He said, they're undisciplined. And I said, where are you undisciplined? And he said, I'm not undisciplined.
Yeah.
And I said, hang on. You said you're not undisciplined. You're talking specifically about the working environment. And he said, yeah. And I said, but have a look at you. Now, this guy's fat and overweight, right? But he perceives at work, I'm super disciplined. But outside of work, not so disciplined. He wants his staff to be disciplined and the people who work for him, but he's completely undisciplined and it's obvious. So the thing is that we set the standard for our community. We set the standard for the people that we're surrounding ourselves with because you can't lead others unless you lead yourself.
Yeah.
So it all comes down to self-leadership before group leadership. And I think that, like when you're talking about the alcohol and things like that, the question is that what you want your community to do? Because if you have a grander vision, you go, you know what, I don't want my community to be like that, then it automatically gives you grander purpose where you're like, you know what, I need to change, not for me, but for them. I don't know if that helps, but it just sets a standard. You're already setting a standard with your exercise and things like that. But I think it just comes down to taking the pressure off as well and just enjoying it more. Like exercise is enjoyable because you're pushing yourself, you're becoming a better version of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I mean, I think it's just what you said. People have different values and maybe somebody, they prefer the cupcakes than the workout. And that's just going to be them. Now, to close out.
Yeah.
Because I want to talk about your events.
Yeah.
I want to talk about like your coaching and how people can reach out and get it, because you give a lot of value. Like I've been asking you questions because I'm trying to fix myself. So you've been doing a great job giving me some.
I'm gonna pick you up right there as a coach, right? Because we're both coaches, right?
Yeah.
But I'm
not a fitness coach though. I'm not a fitness coach.
I'm not a fitness coach either. I'm a mindset leadership. But the thing is, like you said, you've got to fix yourself. There's nothing to fix. You're already a perfect version of yourself up to this level.
I don't think
you
I'm
want
a
to
perfect
improve.
version.
You want to improve.
I always want to improve. I'm never happy.
It's like when you buy a Ferrari, right? Like you buy a Ferrari and you look at the paintwork and you're like, this car's fucking sick, but it just needs a good polish.
But then a better Ferrari comes and then you want the better one.
That's okay though. But all you're doing is you're raising your standards. All you're trying to do is raise your standards. There's nothing to fix.
Yeah.
You're already the Ferrari. We just got to polish it up a little bit, and we just keep polishing our habits. That's all that it is.
So you're gonna help me polish?
I'm happy to help you polish your habits.
All right.
Yeah, but just don't put the pressure on yourself. I can tell you're a very driven individual, and you've got massive goals and massive ambition. And most people who are listening to this are probably the same, right? But that pressure will also lead to self-destruction. You've got to have a pressure valve that releases.
How do I do that though?
Plenty of different ways. So we've got to work on probably some breathing. You probably need to learn how to breathe more effectively.
You see, I don't breathe good.
You definitely don't breathe good. Even then, you've got to breathe through your stomach more.
Okay.
So if you imagine underneath your belly button, breathe from here and get that to expand.
But how do you
out.
breathe from there when your nose is here?
No.
Breathe
Like,
into you.
Yeah. Your diaphragm's here. So when you're breathing, you're going like this and lifting, and that's why your neck's all screwed.
So
because you're using.
push your stomach out.
See the team.
this?
The team are getting involved. Nah, we need to do a full. We're gonna do a full session on this. We'll film some B-roll. We'll chuck it in later.
So you teach people how to do this, right?
Well, first of all, you need to learn how to breathe. The second thing is that we've got to create a proper success map for your life, because you've got parts of what you're trying to achieve, but it's not all linked. You've got bits of the jigsaw puzzle, and it just hasn't all come together.
Yeah.
And because of that, you're trying to do lots of different things, and so there's just always this pressure. Do you consistently feel like you do one thing and then something else fucks up, and then you're trying to fix that thing and then something else goes wrong, or
No, I feel like I never do enough. I feel like I never do enough. I feel like I need to be doing more, and I also feel like I gotta do shit that I hate.
Yeah, that's all the shit that we got to fix, because that pressure is just going to destroy your life, and it will lead to self-destruction. Almost every business owner that I've worked with who has an alcohol problem, a drug problem.
Well, and let me say this: that like I don't have an alcohol problem. Well, what I'm saying is that like I later in the day, because it makes sense, you know, like I have a lot of pressure, so I have a nice glass of champagne, and it relaxes me.
Yes.
And I get rid of all that, and I can enjoy like a few hours of dinner. It's the same thing as sex.
Yeah.
Like natural, like sober sex. Like you're sober, so and you have a lot of pressure, so you can't really. And then when you have a few glasses of champagne, you wait 45 minutes, you're relaxed, so then you could have a nice sex without thinking about all the other stuff.
Yeah.
So like it's the relaxation that I'm looking for, that we're talking about.
External substances to control an internal problem.
Yeah.
If we deal with the internal problem, then you don't need the external shit to deal with it, and then you get to choose whether you want to have that substance or not. Like we're always working on ourselves, right? Like one of my events that I've been running for years is called Thrive Time, and I start that event by telling everyone, right? Everyone is fucked up.
Yeah.
So let's just get over it, because people put too much pressure on themselves and think.
Do you think you're fucked up?
Yeah, everyone's fucked up. But I also don't think I'm fucked up as well.
Is your wife fucked up?
Oh, hell no.
So she's perfect.
Yeah, 100%.
So how do we get?
I'm just not even going to answer that question, because anything but that answer is going to cause me to get fucked up more. But she's going to be the one fucking up.
So how do we become like her, not fucked up?
Well, you don't. There's no such. Well, when I say that, I use that languaging because people think that they're fucked up, and the truth is, no one's fucked up. We're all just on this journey of self-discovery. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the time I talk about this, where when we're young, we know, like your kids, right? When they're really young, they know when they're tired.
Yeah.
They know when they need to go to the bathroom. As adults, we sit there going, shit, I need to go to the bathroom. I need to go to the bathroom. And you're like, I can't go to the bathroom. And so you put things off. And so after a while, there's all this external pressure to be
Yeah.
what everyone wants us to be and what we expect of ourselves. And so we get lost and confused.
Yeah.
Then we create all this pressure because there's stuff that we really want to do, but
Yeah.
then we think that we need to be all this other stuff. When the truth really is if you clear all that shit out the way, eventually you realize that this is just you.
Yeah.
And you're here to just be the best that you can be.
So let me ask you this, because your events are for men only or for women and men?
No, we have everybody.
And you have events. Do you also have like monthly coaching or
Yeah.
weekly? Okay, so we'll get into that. But
Yeah.
one thing before we end with that, why is it that and you I'm sure you'll know this, but like the most beautiful woman, the most beautiful woman that I don't know if you know what a BBL is.
Yep.
Yeah, they get BBLs.
Are we talking physically beautiful or internally
physically?
beautiful? Okay.
Physically.
Yep.
Then they get implants. They get all these surgeries like everywhere.
Yep.
Or some of them maybe need less surgery. Maybe some of them are naturally beautiful, but you see all these. The most beautiful women are the most insecure women.
Yeah.
They think this is wrong with me. This is wrong with me. This is wrong with me. That's wrong with me. Why does that happen? For the ladies watching this, like they're like perfect 10s.
Yeah.
But they think everything is wrong with them. They're like, oh, I need to fix this. I need to fix this. And they're very, very insecure. Why does that happen?
Because our values drive our insecurities. Our insecurities force us to
Like
grow.
it's like nobody's happy with what they are.
Yeah. What's the purpose of life though?
Well, that shows you that even looks, even being a perfect 10 is not enough.
Well, I'm asking the question though,
Yeah.
what's the purpose of life?
The purpose of life is to be happy.
It's not.
So what is it?
The purpose of life is to grow because everything that's living.
You said to grow?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
To grow.
Every living organism.
Well, that's why I'm
needs to
always
grow.
pushing myself to grow. So I always feel like I don't do enough, and I always feel like I gotta do the shit that I hate because I
You're
want to
using the
grow.
wrong driver for growth though. When we change that, inspiration will come your driver, not pain or the insecurity. Insecurity drives us to an extent, but after a while, it's not enough.
Yeah.
And so what will happen is that the insecurity, like me going to the gym, I go to the gym partially because I'm insecure, but also partially because I love going to the gym because I'm inspired to go to the gym and I want to be better, a better version of myself. The growth can either come from pleasure, it can come from pain, or it can come from...
But like you're not going to the gym to grow more, right? Because like you're in good shape.
But it's self-growth.
Maybe you're not like maybe you said you wanted to lose a little bit of body fat.
Yeah.
Did you tell me that? So you want to lose a little bit of body fat, but like how much?
Probably
A couple percentages?
4-5%.
Okay. You don't want to be 4%, 5% body fat, right?
No.
Why not?
I just don't see the purpose of it.
So that's what I'm saying. So like if the purpose of life is growing, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go from 16% to 15%, then to 14%. It's never gonna be enough because then you're always gonna be like, I want to grow.
Growth isn't here though. The growth is here. So I use the gym as a resource to help me grow in here.
So you're talking about growth. So we're here to grow. We're here to grow. This.
Yeah.
So
That drives everything, right?
Not this.
Not really.
Can you grow this by getting fatter?
Depends on how you use pleasure and pain. But like your kids force you to grow, right? Because you see part of yourself in your children.
My kids force me to grow because they always want me to buy them like Roblox and coins and all this shit. Every time I'm leaving home, and I'm not the best parent, but my big girl comes to me, Papa, buy me some coins, Roblox. And she went from like $2 to $10. Now $20 of coins. Last time, yesterday, she was asking me for $49 and it's every day. I can't leave the house unless I buy them coins for Roblox. And now the little one, the middle one, she's 4.5. Now she wants her coins and Roblox. So every day I was doing the numbers, and it's like 20 and 20 times 30. And then now they're asking me for $49 every day. And so like it's becoming a problem.
Yeah. But when a parent looks at their children, they'll both see parts of themselves that they're proud of, which then make them smile and feel warm and whole.
Yeah.
And then they'll also see parts of themselves that they don't like.
Yeah.
And also parents won't admit this. Having worked in the field of human behavior for a long, long time though, the child that you're disconnected with the most is normally the child that's most like you. So the one you clash with the most, or the one that you avoid the most, or the one that frustrates you the most is the most like you. And normally your counterbalance of one is the one that you're closest with.
Yeah.
So which will normally be the similar one to your partner.
You think because humans want people that are submissive?
No, it's because if you're a very dominant person, you'll naturally attract more submissive people around you. That's why people who are narcissistic in an intimate relationship normally attract more an altruist. So an altruist tends to give up things to please others, and a narcissist takes things off of others to please themselves. So a highly narcissistic person has to attract an altruistic person in order to make the relationship work. If you put two narcissistic people together, they kill each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like one time, one idiot called me a narcissist, like on social media. They're like, "You're a narcissist." I don't know where they got that from. Do you believe I'm a narcissist?
100%.
Yeah.
You're a business owner, right?
Yeah.
You have to be more narcissistic to be a business owner.
So I am a narcissist.
Yeah, but we're all narcissistic.
Yeah. So I am a narcissist.
Everybody
bitch.
is. But it all depends. It all depends on. So to be a business owner, right, you have to prioritize what you want over other people.
Yeah.
Because that's what leadership is.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just, it's got to be controlled.
Yeah.
So like even with my staff, there are certain things that I need to get done. That could be.
So I am a narcissist, he said.
Yeah. But then there are other.
I could have told you that too.
But in order to.
Yeah, but he said it's a good thing.
I didn't say it was a good thing. I said that there.
Yeah, but you said you're a narcissist too.
Everybody is.
Yeah.
But it depends on the points in time. So in order to make an effective relationship work, there are times where I'm more narcissistic, and then there's other times where Jess is more narcissistic.
So Jess is narcissistic too.
Yeah. She has times where she demands more of what she wants, and then there's times where I demand more of what I want. That's essentially narcissism, prioritizing your values over the.
So all the haters on social media, I am a narcissist.
Yes.
Thank you.
But you're also very altruistic as well, because you give jobs to other people, you look after other people.
So I'm both.
Talking about
I'm a hybrid.
Yeah, but that's everybody.
Yeah.
It's just people don't admit.
Yeah.
Like I have people who come to my events and I ask them, because I fuck them up at the start of my events. I say, right, who's a kind person? And everyone puts up their hand, and always the person who exaggerates their kindness, they're like, me. And I'm like, except to yourself. And then they go, because the person who exaggerates their kindness normally gets used and treated like shit.
Yeah.
And then they beat themselves up because they get used all the time.
Yeah.
So the truth is that everyone is kind and everyone is an asshole. It just depends whether you're an asshole to others or an asshole to yourself.
Yeah.
Just because we internalize it doesn't mean that we're not that thing.
Yeah.
I hope that makes sense anyway.
Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Really good. I had a really good time. Really good
Awesome.
podcast. Like a lot of good information for everybody. Like I know we could have kept going longer and longer, but
Yeah.
I don't want to keep all of you here starving, and we'll save it for a part 2.
Awesome.
We'll save it for a part 2. Now,
I'm in for a part 2.
Your event.
Yes.
So tell people, what is your event? Where is your event? How can they attend your event? And then also your coaching that you offer people.
Yeah. So look, I'm not here to promote my event or anything like that, but if you just go to michaelmojo.com, you can suss out what I do or have a look at what I do. Michael Mojo _success on Instagram. You can check out stuff there. My podcast, The Underestimated Entrepreneur. I'm just going around interviewing industry titans and just trying to learn from people who achieve great things in life. So yeah.
Awesome. So thank you, brother.
My pleasure.
I'm going to put all his information below. Follow him, reach out to him.
Yeah.
He's going to be helping me with my breathing to start.
I'm going to sort that out straight away. Yep.
Cool. So we'll take care of that right now. Stay tuned and follow him. All the information is below.
Awesome.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.